Hey, how's it going, guys? This is your boy Hazzed, and today we're going to be talking about 7.1.5 Frost DK Breath Spec. And the reason being is I kind of had an epiphany while I was playing Unholy, making some macros on how to improve the Breath one-shot macro. And since, of course, Remorseless Winter and Breath Spec is being buffed through the roof, I decided to make a new macro for you guys, and I gotta say, it is quite insane the way it works and what it's able to do. So let's jump into this and talk about it.
It's who we are, it's what we do, we've come so far, and now we pay the price, so don't even cry. The world is breaking down, and I cannot leave the ground.
For you guys. So what I did now is actually recreate it for Legion and of course inserted Remorseless Winter into it. Now that was a real challenge because if you tried to insert Remorseless Winter just straight into it, it would cause the macro not to work. But what I managed to do is this is the new macro right here. Now basically what's changed it, of course I added Blood Fury, which is my racial, and I added in a new cast sequence to it. Basically the first cast sequence reset to 120 Breath of Sindragosa. That is its own cast sequence now. It casts once and it doesn't touch it for another 120 seconds until, of course, the next cooldown of your breath comes up, so it matches up perfect for it, with it. As for the new cast sequence that I had to add in, I had to add in Remorseless Winter and then Obliterate. So it casts the Remorseless Winter and then it goes into spamming Obliterates so you can maximize that stun before causing raw damage. Now here's the craziest part of the macro that absolutely blew my mind when I first used it. It uses Pillar of Frost, it uses Breath, and it uses Remorseless Winter all at the same time, all three of them, bam, and then you go straight into Obliterates and dealing damage from there. I've never been able to do it that quick personally, but with this macro I'm able to do all three at the same time, which absolutely blew my mind when it came to dealing damage, of course with the maximum burst spec in 7.1.5 with Murderous Efficiency, Freezing Fog, Avalanche, Gathering Storm, since they buffed that by like 50%, which is insane, and of course Breath of Sindragosa since they buffed the damage of it by like 160 or some crazy percentage like that. So anyways, gonna show you how this macro works and show you what's up with it. Of course, if we end up using this in a PvE situation, it'll be really handy for maximizing DPS in a PvE situation instead of course trying to hit those three buttons all at the same time. It can almost be impossible. So yeah, this is a definite improvement to it. It doesn't reset now. It haven't bugged out at all on me. It deals insane damage, and the maximum DPS I've got it up to was 880k single target DPS, which is pretty wild. Like in PvP, it'll probably be like 600k, maybe probably 600k, more like that. And it's gonna be pretty crazy. I'm pretty excited to use it. I'm going ahead and try to get some footage on it, but right now I'm gonna show you guys it in action, of course. Now, with any breath spec, the first thing you need to do is cap off on runic power. Now, with this spec, I'm going to come in on this target, and I'm going to wait for my strength proc to go up, obviously, and then I'm going to go ahead and blow cooldown. So let's go ahead and do that. There's my strength proc. I'm going to go ahead and actually reset my, hold on, one Obliterate, and I'm going to reset recount and get ready for this again. We're going to go in real hard, really hard, as we can. All right, using the one button macro, of course, boom, smashing on this target. Gonna use Dragon. It looks like I got correct procs, and then of course I want to come out with normal rotation. Looks like we got Howling Blast procs. We got crazy damage coming out here, and it looks like we capped out at about 700. There's about 750,000 DPS. That was a pretty good one. As I said, I've hit it above 880k. You can probably even get higher, but that was an insane amount of damage coming out there. No lie. And just bursting their faces off. Now you can hold this damage for quite a while. It looks like I've actually got the elongated spec going on here, not the maximum burst spec. So even with the elongated spec, you can see that you can hit some extreme DPS using this macro. Now with, of course, the shorter macro, you could cap off 880k, 900k maximum DPS. Now this, of course, was the elongated spec with breath while using Gathering Storms instead of a Runic Attune to, of course, elongate breath, making your crazy breath longer. As you can see there, using this spec, I was able to actually peak it up higher later on because I was able to hold it up longer because of Horn of Winter, and of course, how Hungering Rune Weapon works. We had an insane burst right there. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this new macro I brought to you guys, an improved macro I brought to you guys. And leave a like on this video. Until next time, this was your boy Hazzed.
The edge of the hellfire.